In the heart of central South Africa stands a university focused on possibility, progress, and purpose. A place where knowledge evolves, ideas grow, and futures take shape. This is the University of the Free State. For 121 years, the UFS has advanced learning across 3 distinctive campuses, bringing together students from diverse backgrounds to form one connected, future-focused academic community. We are an innovative, research-led, student-centered, and regionally engaged university. Guided by our vision of responsible societal futures, we use our knowledge and partnerships to support progress and impact across our region, continent, and world. Across 7 faculties, our programs are shaped by expert academics committed to real-world relevance and meaningful impact. We train educators, health professionals, legal thinkers, creatives, scientists, business leaders, and theologians who drive change in their fields. Students learn from leading researchers and emerging scholars, working within networks that stretch across Africa and beyond. They step into a university that collaborates with global partners while remaining grounded in its responsibility to society. Our values shape how we teach, work, and engage. Excellence, care, accountability, impact, social justice, sustainability. These principles guide our commitment to student success, ensure a supportive and safe learning environment, and inspire a culture that embraces growth and forward-looking thinking. From advanced research facilities to community partnerships, from blended learning innovation to campus sustainability, the UFS continually evolves to meet the needs of a changing world. The UFS cultivates graduates and knowledge that create impact locally and globally. We are a forward-looking institution where fresh ideas grow, where diverse perspectives spark new insight, and where tomorrow's leaders are prepared today. Globally connected, regionally engaged, purpose-driven toward responsible societal futures. This is the University of the Free State. In the heart of central South Africa stands a university focused on possibility, progress, and purpose. A place where knowledge evolves, ideas grow, and futures take shape. This is the University of the Free State. For 121 years, the UFS has advanced learning across 3 distinctive campuses, bringing together students from diverse backgrounds to form one connected, future-focused academic community. We are an innovative, research-led, student-centered, and regionally engaged university. Guided by our vision of responsible societal futures, we use our knowledge and partnerships to support progress and impact across our region, continent, and world. Across 7 faculties, our programs are shaped by expert academics committed to real-world relevance and meaningful impact. We train educators, health professionals, legal thinkers, creatives, scientists, business leaders, and theologians who drive change in their fields. Students learn from leading researchers and emerging scholars, working within networks that stretch across Africa and beyond. They step into a university that collaborates with global partners while remaining grounded in its responsibility to society. Our values shape how we teach, work, and engage. Excellence, care, accountability, impact, social justice, sustainability. These principles guide our commitment to student success, ensure a supportive and safe learning environment, and inspire a culture that embraces growth and forward-looking thinking. From advanced research facilities to community partnerships, from blended learning innovation to campus sustainability, the UFS continually evolves to meet the needs of a changing world. The UFS cultivates graduates and knowledge that create impact locally and globally. We are a forward-looking institution where fresh ideas grow, where diverse perspectives spark new insight, and where tomorrow's leaders are prepared today. Globally connected, regionally engaged, purpose-driven toward responsible societal futures. This is the University of the Free State.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Looking absolutely dapper. Thank you so much. My name is Ashmond, of course, Ashmond Martin. For those of you who don't know me, you might hear me on your local radio station. In fact, Central South Africa's #1 radio station, OFM, the sound of your life. But that's not why we're here. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to welcome you, of course, distinguished guests, colleagues, of course, members of the media, and those of you who are joining us online. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is an absolute pleasure for me to be here with you tonight. Of course, tonight is the launch of KykNet's new series that is called Ideemakers, wat absoluut fantasties is. And listen, I'm super excited because later onwards, we're going to be viewing this episode. Now, before we get things started, I just want to get the rules out of the way. You know, rules are not meant to be broken tonight, all right? We're going to stick to the rules. But tonight, I want you to have fun and enjoy this evening with us. So first things first, if you need to leave for the bathroom, if you need to go for a quick break, the bathrooms are at the back to your right. That is my right. Exit points are here on the right, and as you entered right there at the back. If you need to go for a smoke break, we've got a smoking area outside for you. Don't worry, we've got you covered, of course. And ladies and gentlemen, please be aware, we ask that no video recording would take place once we show the episode, of course. This is vital as there is a copyright connected to that. So please make sure that no video recording whilst we are showing the episode. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight is all about innovation, storytelling, and most importantly, the incredible young minds shaping the future of science in South Africa through the Tritech Science Fair initiative. Let's give them a round of applause, first of all, ladies and gentlemen. And mind you, before we start, can I just say, you guys are looking absolutely dapper tonight, looking gorgeous. You can give yourselves a round of applause. Ek weet dis 'n skoolaand. Moenie worry nie, ons gaan nie lank wees vanaand nie. But ladies and gentlemen, this evening makes a special moment, you know, a powerful collaboration between the University of the Free State, Tritech, and the television industry, bringing science to life in a way that is accessible, inspiring, and that we can proudly call local. Now, to officially welcome you, it is my honor to invite Prof. Ilva Rodney Gumede, Executive Director of Advancement at the University of the Free State, to stage. Let's give her a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you'll come up here.
Innovation. So, Juan, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, and not only to represent the University of the Free State, but also our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Prof. Hester Kloppe, who unfortunately can't be here tonight. She's flown down to Cape Town. What she's doing there, we'll see. Something interesting, for sure. She really, truly wanted to be here, and this is something that lies very, very close to her heart, and of course to our heart as a university. And I don't speak only for myself and the broader university community, but in particular our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Prof. Vasu Reddy, who you will hear from in a minute or two. We also have our Deputy Vice Chancellor, Strategic Initiatives and Internationalization, Dr. Mulapu Kobela, with us, and a whole executive team and many, many, many colleagues. And of course, all of you who are our alumni and trusted friends. And you are here to witness something really, really special and to share a moment with us when we launched the Ideemakers series. The idea of taking innovation and science to a broader audience is something that lies at the core of any university. And at the University of the Free State, we value innovation, and innovation not only for its own sake, but for impact and meaning. For innovation to be something that we do in collaborative spaces and through this kind of Ideemakers space that we are going to celebrate tonight and come together to launch as well. And I think that's something truly, truly special. And I think for us as partners and collaborators in this, it's going to be something that's going to take us and propel us into a whole new future, if you wish, and a whole new way of working together as well. But I would be remiss if I also didn't mention that this is not only about how we do things and what we want to do and take us into the future. It's actually what's happening at our university at this point in time. I'm fairly new to the University of the Free State. I started just before the December break and then had to go back to Joburg and then came down in January. So I've had a lot of not that many interactions as yet across, our faculties and so on. But what I have seen is a university that truly values science and science engagement and the idea of an impactful science space that actually then has an impact in not only in a broader space academically, but in its near communities and in its immediate communities. And I think that KykNet today, who we partner with, as well as Tritech and Storytime Productions, have brought us this platform, which is truly, truly important. And as I say, will have that impact that we seek as a university. So I welcome you all to sit back as we listen to Professor Reddy, our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research and Innovation, but also as we watch some of the series that KykNet has and Tritech and Storytime Productions has brought to us. So enjoy the evening and let's engage. Thank you very, very much. Bye, Duncan.
Let's give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. You can come down here. There we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you heard right now, of course, I just want to say thank you to Prof. Rodney Gumede, of course. We now move on to the official launch address. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Prof. Vasu Reddy, of course, Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Research, Innovation and Postgraduate Studies at the University of the Free State. Now, Prof. Reddy plays a key role in advancing research and innovation at the institution, making him the perfect person to officially mark this important occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him to stage. Of course, it's Prof. Reddy. Let's give him a round.
Thank you very much, Ashmond. As always, I think I've heard that voice on radio. It's good to see it live in person. So my job is an easy one, but I think an important one. Thank you for all the kind words that everybody has said. Prof. Yilva, let me start out by saying good evening, goeienaand, sanbonani, dumelang. I'm really, truly excited to welcome you all tonight as we introduce this very, very special project that the University of the Free State has been so privileged to be involved in. When I received the idea, I immediately said, this is a winner. This is a wenner. I don't know the Sesotho word, but you get it. It's a winner. I want to start out with a small quote by a very prominent writer, G.K. Chesterton, who said, "Fairy tales do not tell children that dragons exist. Children already know that dragons exist. Fairy tales tell children that dragons can be killed." Yeah? Not that I'm asking children to be violent, right? Now you may ask, what does this have to do with the project that we are launching tonight or introducing? It's all because this project is about facts and science. But it is also about stories, not fairy tales, but the real stories of children in our country, and about what those children and the stories they tell are capable of. So by sharing their stories, true real-life ideas and experiences on a wonderful platform such as this, we inspire all of our young people, and indeed everyone who watches, to embrace what is possible. And that is exactly why we as a university decided to get involved in this project. It's a winner at that level as well, because universities shape minds of the future. So ultimately, in many ways, this brings us closer to home in many, many ways about accomplishing our core vision, contributing meaningfully to responsible societal futures. So over the years, this university in particular, the University of the Free State, has been intimately involved with science education in schools, not only in our city, but also in our province, but across South Africa. And this very place where we are here gathered tonight, the Center for Earth and Space, with the beautiful Naval Hill and the planetarium, of course, next door to us, is used to bring the wonders of space and science to school groups and the wider public. And then, of course, there is also the most wonderful work done through our Science Education Center, as you will see in one of the Ideemakers episodes. Over the years, and you'll get to meet him here, Dr. Kobus van Breda and his wonderful team have been unlocking the mysteries of science and math education for learners, teachers, and families with our very successful Family Maths and Family Science initiatives. And that is what we are also hoping to achieve through this series. This is a series not simply about the University of the Free State, but our country and our continent and our future leaders. So to get young people excited about science and about the possibilities that science can open, not only for them, but for all of us, that's what matters. So the challenges facing all of us in the world are many and complex. And as much as we, our collective we all need to do much to develop those young minds, and especially in our country, where science, mathematics, engineering, disciplines, and of course the subject have much challenges. What better way we can do that through nurturing those minds if we work together, and of course if we work across the disciplines. So as we will see tonight, many of our valuable role players from the university, from a wide range of disciplines, have participated. And another aspect, as I draw to a close, is that this series is very special because it highlights our commitment, and I know KykNet as well, to multilingualism, to foster inclusivity and academic success, including the viewership of KykNet. While English is our primary medium of instruction, we prepare our students for a global world, and our own language policy at this university recognizes and appreciates that diversity, not just simply for being additive, but being responsible. We recognize that many languages will feature, Sesotho at our university, Afrikaans and isiZulu, and most other many languages spoken on our campus from our international student groupings. So we are proud to be one of the only handful of higher education institutions in the country that has an academy for multilingualism, dedicated to ensuring that language never becomes a barrier to success. But importantly, as a university, we are also breaking down our business into core components. We're breaking down language barriers, breaking down disciplinary roles and silos, but we are also breaking down perceptions that keep young people from pursuing science as a career. But we are not only breaking, we are fundamentally building bridges between provinces, between communities, between academia and society. And that is why the University of the Free State could stretch so far north. We're in the central heartland, but we stretch far north to build a wonderful, meaningful collaboration with Tritech and the Tritech Science competition in Limpopo. That tells you what the university is capable of, and really proud of those initiatives, and to see our colleagues who will hear later. So in closing, we're all very excited, like you, to get a sneak preview by watching an episode from this wonderful series. I encourage all of you to watch all 8 episodes as they start broadcasting on KykNet on the 3rd of April. Yes, I think it is Good Friday, apart from eating your Easter eggs and your paasbolletjies, right? You know what's that, yeah? You will also watch the series, which will be also repeated. We look forward to seeing our young South Africans tackle challenges with bright ideas. And I want to say thank you to all of you for being here, and enjoy the rest of the evening with us. I will return a little later to say some final words. But with that, thank you.
Let's give it up for Prof. Reddy. Thank you so much, Prof, for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the next part of tonight. So, unfortunately, representatives of KykNet and Mnet Premium channels can't be here with us tonight. And however, they have prepared a message for us that we can direct our eyes to this wonderful screen here behind me, which I wouldn't mind to have in my house, okay? Absolutely amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, please, of course, just watch the screen, as I said, as we'll get a beautiful message right now from Valdemar Pelser. Of course, he's the channel director for premium channels at DSTV.
Goeienaand, my naam is Valdemar Pelser, kanaaldirekteur vir premium kanale by MultiChoice en hoof van KykNet. Dis vir ons 'n baie groot voorreg om vanaand ons nuwe program Ideemakers met julle te deel. Ideemakers stel ons kykers in staat om op 'n reis te gaan saam met briljante jong mense wat deelgeneem het aan die Tritech wetenskapkompetisie. Hierdie jong mense herinner ons dat wetenskap nie iets abstrak en ver van ons is nie, maar elke dag teenwoordig is in ons alledaagse lewe. By KykNet is ons baie trots op ons vennootskap met die Universiteit van die Vrystaat, wie se akademici en kundiges ruim van julle tyd gegee het om die jong mense by te staan, om die program moontlik te maak en om die gehalte van die inhoud eindeloos te verryk. Ons is ook opgewonde om weer saam met Storytime Productions te werk, wat pas vereer is vir 'n SAFTA, Suid-Afrikaanse Film en TV toekenning, vir hul werk in die kinderprogram kategorie die afgelope naweek. Baie geluk, dis vir ons heerlik om weer saam met julle te werk. Aan die jong deelnemers, julle inspireer ons regtig met julle toewyding aan wetenskap, julle entoesiasme, passie vir vordering en vir selfverryking. Ons kan baie by julle leer. Ons kykers sien veral uit daarna om elke Vrydag om 17:30 vanaf 3 April saam met julle op hierdie ongelooflike reis die wêreld van die wetenskap in te gaan. Ek sê maar ek kan nie self vanaand by julle wees nie, maar wees verseker dat ons kykers uitsien en dat ek self uitsien na Ideemakers wat op 3 April op KykNet begin. 'n Heerlike aand.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed that message. Now we get to the heart of tonight, of course, why we are here. Now, the Ideemakers series showcases some of the most innovative and inspiring young scientists from the Tritech Science Fair. And this highlights their creativity, problem solving, and passion for making a difference. Now tonight, we will be watching episode 7, not episode 1, episode 7, titled Stene en Sterre. Luister mooi. Then before we begin, just a quick reminder, like I mentioned to you earlier on, no video recording should be taking place, as this is for copyright reasons. So please rather switch off those cameras, and we'll be enjoying this amazing screening right now. And then for those online viewers, unfortunately, you won't be able to watch the episode with us, but stay with us. We'll continue after the screening, or shall I say, after the break. Enjoy.
Liefde vir wetenskap het vir my begin met Tritech projekte op skool.
Dis baie meer as net 'n wetenskap expo.
Science is something that is true.
Dit beantwoord jou vrae van die lewe.
Wetenskap is fantasties!
En alles begin met
'n goeie idee.
Ideemakers, Vrydag om 5:30, met trots geborg deur die Universiteit van die Vrystaat.
Die Universiteit van die Vrystaat inspireer uitnemendheid oor 3 dinamiese kampusse, 7 fakulteite met wêreldklasprogramme wat die jong mense voorberei om doelgerig te lei. Visiegedrewe leierskap en toegewyde akademici vorm verantwoordelike denkers wat help bou aan 'n volhoubare toekoms vir Suid-Afrika en die wêreld. As ouer wil jy meer as net 'n graad hê vir jou kind. Kies die Universiteit van die Vrystaat.
Die rol van universiteite is vir my drieledig. En miskien as ons gaan kyk oor wat is die bydrae van universiteite rondom werkskepping, gaan dit heel eers oor wat is die instrumentele waarde. So met ander woorde, wat is dit wat ons gee as 'n meganisme om 'n doel te bereik vir ons studente? Die tweede gaan oor die intrinsieke waarde en derdens die rol van die universiteit binne kennisskepping. So as ek dan eerstens kyk na die instrumentele waarde. Die universiteit uiteraard maak 'n bydrae tot beroepsvoorbereiding. Die Universiteit van die Vrystaat is 'n gerekende vennoot in terme van opleiding vir medici, vir prokureurs, vir rekenkundiges en dit dra by tot die regulering van beroepe. Die verdere waarde wat ons daarin sien in instrumentele waarde is dan uiteraard dat ons studente gereed kry vir die arbeidsmark. En ons dra by tot skaarsvaardighede en die vulling van die gaping wat in skaarsvaardighede is. Wanneer ons dan kyk na die intrinsieke waarde, gaan dit baie meer as net oor die voorbereiding van 'n beroep. Dit gaan oor hoe kry ons hierdie student gereed om 'n goeie burger te wees. En dit is waar dit spesifiek dan fokus op goeie denker, met analitiese, kritiese denke. Maar dit gaan ook oor die sosiaal-demokratiese waardes wat ons wil veranker in ons studente. En dit is vir my 'n ongelooflike groot deel van wat universiteite, die bydrae wat universiteite moet maak. So hoe dra ons by tot die volledige skep van 'n individu? En 'n element wat ons nie moet vergeet nie, dit gaan oor lewenslange leer. Dit is nie meer 'n situasie van wanneer jy 'n graad gekry het en jy's opgelei, dan is dit nou wat dit jy soort van by die eindpunt gekom het. Dit is 'n lewenslange leerproses. Die derde rol wat waarskynlik een van die mees kritiese is, ons berei ons studente voor vir beroepe, ons berei hulle voor as verantwoordelike burgers. Maar die derde komponent van die universiteit gaan oor die kennisskepping. En die kernmissie van die universiteit rondom wetenskaplikes ook oplei. So ja, baie keer as 'n student hier aankom, dan dink hulle aan, hulle wil 'n beroep hê en hulle wil gaan geld verdien. Maar wat ons ook nie moet vergeet is, wat is die rol wat studente kan speel binne wetenskapsvorming? En dit is waar ons meestersgraadstudente, doktersgraadstudente 'n ongelooflike groot bydrae maak. En wat bydra tot die missie van 'n universiteit.
Going into a scientific field and your ideas as young scientists definitely matter. Why? Mainly because science opens up so many possibilities. People are often afraid of science, mathematics, engineering, chemistry, physics, because they're terrified about not knowing what might come out of it. But I think therein lies the prospect for change. Not to be afraid, but to really embrace science as the possibility to uncover your own hidden talents as thinkers, as people who wish to experiment with ideas and with methods in order to find real solutions for the world's problems. Science, I think, presents so many opportunities to all of us, because it invites us into not just simply the laboratory, but to see the connections between the laboratories, our planet, our universe, our daily lives. And if we can make one small difference through experimentation, obviously by studying and understanding the fundamentals of science, it has huge impact in terms of your own skills development going forward. Take a very basic example. We might all have been through the process of getting to a calculator. But we are a human calculator. Addition, subtraction, mathematics, and division are excellent skills that you learn in mathematics. But it's a skill that takes you through life, and you use it on a daily basis. These days, with smartphones, we can easily do the mathematics on a calculator, but basic fundamental skills like that really take us through life's journey and in a way that enables us to apply it in real-world situations, whether we're at a shop counter or in a bank or at a car dealership, or whether we're at McDonald's buying a burger.
People's tires were being damaged. We could kill 2 birds with 1 stone with our project.
Ek en my vriendinne spandeer baie te veel tyd op ons selfone omdat selfone blou lig afgee. Dit was soos 'n aha oomblik. Jy, wat is die tyd?
Ideemakers, Vrydag om 6:30 met trots geborg deur die Universiteit van die Vrystaat. 'n Graad is nie net 'n sertifikaat nie. Dis die begin van wie jy word. Hier in die hart van Suid-Afrika is jy meer as 'n studentenommer. Jy het 'n naam, 'n storie en 'n stem. Hier is meer as net klaskamers en geboue. Jy word uitgedaag, jy word ondersteun. Jy leer om verantwoordelik te dink en met moed op te tree. Hier word drome planne en planne ons toekoms. Jou passie vind hier sy plek. Kies die Universiteit van die Vrystaat.
As ons kyk na waar die wetenskap heen ontwikkel, fokus dit op die groot uitdagings van wat in die samelewing is. En hier is aspekte soos byvoorbeeld klimaatsverandering, openbare gesondheid. As ons hierdie groot probleme en uitdagings van ons samelewing wil aanspreek, kan een enkele dissipline dit nie doen nie. So dit is krities dat ons die jong wetenskaplikes binne in 'n spanverband betrek. So wanneer ons dan kyk byvoorbeeld klimaatsverandering, dan kom dit oor die regsgeleerde wat kyk na omgewingsreg. Dit gaan oor die wetenskaplikes wat kyk na die verandering van weerspatrone. Dit gaan oor die biodiversiteit ten opsigte van die aanpassing, die adaptasie van ons omgewing. So ja, dit moet veranker wees in die span, maar dit gaan vir my verder. So wanneer ons gaan kyk na byvoorbeeld in die professionele beroepe. Kom ons vat 'n voorbeeld van die gesondheidsberoep. Wanneer jy opgelei is as 'n dokter, gaan jy enkele ure of partykeer is dit letterlik 'n halfuur 'n dag by jou pasiënt spandeer. En dit is waar jy dan die span nodig het. Jy het die fisioterapeut nodig, jy het die arbeidsterapeut nodig, die verpleegkundige. En as ons nie ons studente oplei reeds baie vroeg in 'n spanverband nie, dan sou hulle nie in dit kon funksioneer nie. So 'n spanbenadering beide vir die wetenskap en vir 'n beroep is krities.
A young scientist from Limpopo can make a huge difference in the world, and we cannot and should not remain isolated. Why? Because they say no man is an island. You can sit in the most rural parts of any world, but what you have at your disposal are ideas, your education, your thinking, your creativity, curiosity. So you can take them and look at the world in larger terms. And science is also not just simply about asking basic questions. It's about finding applications and solutions, and that can be implemented anywhere on the world. In fact, perhaps even out of the world, even in the broader universe. It's not just simply the planet that matters, but the universe around us, the stars, the moon, and all of the other planets that are waiting to be discovered as we've seen in the journey of discoveries. And very soon we'll be settling humans on planet Mars, as we know, the red planet, and so on and so forth. And technology has really happened in leaps and bounds, and that is the result and consequence of science. We'll soon be seeing beyond AI the ability of cars to be maneuvered into the air, and that might have a wonderful impact on road traffic. and speedier journeys to wherever people. So science is also collective, but it's also individual in the sense that it has benefits and value, not just simply for the individual, but for the collective well-being of society and in really changing and improving lives.
Aangesien golf so 'n duur sport is, en toe kry ons die idee daardat om ons eie stokke te maak.
The individuals can use it for cooking, but also at the same time, they can generate electricity.
Just quickly write this. And from there on, my marks started increasing in math.
Ideemakers, Vrydag om 6:30, met trots geborg deur die Universiteit van die Vrystaat.
Die Universiteit van die Vrystaat inspireer uitnemendheid oor 3 dinamiese kampusse, 7 fakulteite met wêreldklasprogramme wat jong mense voorberei om doelgerig te lei. Visiegedrewe leierskap en toegewyde akademici vorm verantwoordelike denkers wat help bou aan 'n volhoubare toekoms vir Suid-Afrika en die wêreld. As ouer wil jy meer as net 'n graad hê vir jou kind. Kies die Universiteit van die Vrystaat.
In the heart of central South Africa stands a university focused on possibility, progress, and purpose. A place where knowledge evolves, ideas grow, and futures take shape. This is the University of the Free State. For 121 years, the UFS has advanced learning across 3 distinctive campuses, bringing together students from diverse backgrounds to form one connected, future-focused academic community. We are an innovative, research-led, student-centered, and regionally engaged university. Guided by our vision of responsible societal futures, we use our knowledge and partnerships to support progress and impact across our region, continent, and world. Across 7 faculties, our programs are shaped by expert academics committed to real-world relevance and meaningful impact. We train educators, health professionals, legal thinkers, creatives, scientists, business leaders, and theologians who drive change in their fields. Students learn from leading researchers and emerging scholars, working within networks that stretch across Africa and beyond. They step into a university that collaborates with global partners while remaining grounded in its responsibility to society. Our values shape how we teach, work, and engage. Excellence, care, accountability, impact, social justice, sustainability. These principles guide our commitment to student success, ensure a supportive and safe learning environment, and inspire a culture that embraces growth and forward-looking thinking. From advanced research facilities to community partnerships, from blended learning innovation to campus sustainability, the UFS continually evolves to meet the needs of a changing world. The UFS cultivates graduates and knowledge that create impact locally and globally. We are a forward-looking institution where fresh ideas grow, where diverse perspectives spark new insight, and where tomorrow's leaders are prepared today. Globally connected, regionally engaged, purpose-driven toward responsible societal futures. This is the University of the Free State.
Een graad is nie net 'n sertifikaat nie. Dis die begin van wie jy word. Hier in die hart van Suid-Afrika is jy meer as 'n studentenommer. Jy het 'n naam, 'n storie en 'n stem. Hier is meer as net klaskamers en geboue. Jy word uitgedaag, jy word ondersteun. Jy leer om verantwoordelik te dink en met moed op te tree. Hier word drome planne en planne ons toekoms. Jou passie vind hier sy plek. Kies die Universiteit van die Vrystaat.
day, scientists at the University of the Free State turn big problems into working answers, from safer food to cleaner water. The Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences registered over 400 new PhDs in both 2024 and 2025, won 3 National Research Awards, and delivered volumes of peer-reviewed breakthroughs. Now, we're raising the bar again. At the NAS Research Conference in July 2025, we inaugurated 2 virtual engines for change, the Green Futures Hub and the Complex Systems Hub. These platforms connect our labs to farmers, industry, and policymakers worldwide. The Green Futures Hub drives nature-based solutions, land rehabilitation after mining, climate-smart water use, and next-generation bioenergy. The Complex Systems Hub compresses big data, digital twins, and AI, allowing us to predict floods, diseases, and even power grid shocks before they occur. You will meet interdisciplinary research teams doing wildlife research and conservation, as well as breeding drought-proof wheat that feeds real families. We publish, yes, but we also build. Our Institute for Groundwater Studies maps drinkable water for rural districts. Our One Health researchers track zoonotic TB in cattle to keep children safe. This spirit of useful science is why international partners, from UN task teams to Norway's Life Sciences University, choose to work with us. Our accredited Scilytica laboratory provides reliable, quality-assured testing to a wide range of sectors, with expertise in trace-level detection within the biomedical, environmental, and applied sciences, while also advancing research solutions and commercially applicable development. Next on the horizon, South Africa's second veterinary science program to be anchored right here in the Free State. Plans and land are ready. The facility's design is underway. But buildings and equipment need believers. When you invest in the UFS Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, you fund proven people solving urgent problems today. Join us. Let's cultivate knowledge that nourishes, heals, and protects South Africa and the world.
Liefde vir wetenskap het vir my begin met Tritech projekte op skool.
Dis baie meer as net 'n wetenskap expo.
Science is something that is true.
Dit beantwoord jou vrae van die lewe.
Wetenskap is fantasties!
En alles begin met
'n goeie idee.
Ideemakers, Vrydag om 5:30 met trots geborg deur die Universiteit van die Vrystaat.
Die Universiteit van die Vrystaat inspireer uitnemendheid oor 3 dinamiese kampusse, 7 fakulteite met wêreldklasprogramme wat die jong mense voorberei om doelgerig te lei. Visiegedrewe leierskap en toegewyde akademici vorm verantwoordelike denkers wat help bou aan 'n volhoubare toekoms vir Suid-Afrika en die wêreld.
Absolutely phenomenal. This is what's happening here, of course, tonight. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this inspiring episode. Now, as you've just seen, the Ideemakers series truly captures the brilliance and potential of our young scientists, and reminds us just how important platforms like this, of course, at Tritech, are shaping the future, which is absolutely phenomenal. So let's give them another round of applause. Now, this series will officially air on KykNet channel 144 on the 3rd of April, as Prof. Reddy said. That's on Good Friday. So dis nou die dag wanneer jy nou lekker picklefish gaan eet en lekker hot cross buns. So make sure that you watch it. It starts at 5:30 on the dot on Good Friday. Now, at this moment, you'll see, of course, that we've got our waiters handing out some lovely glasses of bubbles. And listen, I just want to give a moment while everyone is served that, ladies and gentlemen, with your glasses ready, before I call this person to stage, you know, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for this moment. My keel is net so droog soos 'n wheat pig. So I think you'll all enjoy this bubbles right now. So I would like to call to stage Prof. Reddy to propose the toast for us. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Ashmond. Has everyone got glasses? I was told wait for 10 minutes while the glasses are being charged, but they're ready. Well, excellent timing here. So really, I have just 3 sentences. Tonight, we celebrate young minds, real stories, and the courage to imagine what is possible. This is to science that inspires stories, that travels far, and that builds partnerships for responsible societal futures. Cheers to Ideemakers, op Ideemakers, ho Ideemakers. Cheers.
Daar sê, laat hy val waar hy wil. Thank you so much, Prof. Reddy. Now next, ladies and gentlemen, we hear from someone who helped bring this entire vision to life on screen. Charlene Stanley, of course, is producer at Storytown Productions, a Free State-based production company known for its high quality, as you've seen earlier on, and impactful storytelling. Now, together with her team, she has produced award-winning content. And let me just say, last weekend, they won another SAFTA. So let's give them a round of applause. And they're also internationally recognized for their documentaries. So please join me in welcoming Charlene Stanley to the stage.
I feel quite intimidated by that introduction. It's been an immense privilege to produce this series, and I think there's a lot of you who can relate with this in this room tonight, but if you reach the end of a project that's really dominated your life for an extended period, you feel the need to somehow just find closure, you know, to celebrate, to have an event. But this really surpasses all my expectations. Thank you very much. Can we just have a big round of applause for the UFS for this amazing event? I just have a few words, and it really comes straight from the heart. You know, and something else I just want to say as well, it's so nice to see some of the faces, people from the UFS community that we've, Prof. Marty, Prof. Mareike, a lot of others. that we've managed to connect or reconnect with during the filming of this. Dr. Nagizadeh of Green Concrete Lab. It's really been a privilege to engage with all of you. And because we work from home, you've really literally become part of our household over the past few months. Our children can recite large portions of these episodes by heart. Because we want to appeal to a younger audience, we've actually roped in our 2 sons to have a look at some of the final episodes. And then typically I would have like 5 notes, and our 10-year-old will have 15, and our 17-year-old will have 38. It's just the age he's at. One of his notes, by the way, Prof. Reddy, was that he felt Prof. Vasu Reddy should feature in every episode, not just in 1 or 2. So, Prof. Reddy, there you have it. You appeal to a younger audience. When it comes to our craft, to television and to audiovisual production, there's one UFS value that really stands out for me and that really resonates with me. They all resonate with me because I'm a former Kofsi. But there's one in particular when it comes to what we do, and that is care. Because that is something that really brought a change for me in my work. When I realized this is the purpose, when I started off as a journalist, this is why I do what I do. I want people to care about my stories. And the reason for that is really that you can only have impact and you can only bring about change if people really care about the stories that you tell. And I also realized that the only way to do that is if you care yourself about the stories you tell. And these children, this competition, the people behind it, that community up there in Sanin, and our community here at the UFS made it easy to care. Okay, so why should you care? Why should you watch? It's been mentioned, I think Prof. Vasu said it very eloquently, that this is really about, these are the kids, this is the hope for our country. This is the people who hold the future of our country in their hands. And the way that they approach problems, the care they show by really trying to make a difference, the courage they show to not only have these bright ideas, but to push through and to develop solutions. That's important, and I think it's inspirational. And I found I get hope by looking at them, and I think you will too. So please watch. There's a couple of acknowledgments I just want to make, a couple of people I just want to thank from the depth of my heart. And I'll start furthest north in Limpopo with the Tritech Science competition. We are very lucky to have the two founding members here with us tonight. They have a very gutsy team of volunteers that do all of this free of charge, or they don't get any money from it. They do it because they love children and because they love science. And I have a huge respect for that. And the way they've really embraced this project and the whole community of Tanin, actually. It's been a wonderful privilege to work there and to engage with people and to make new friends. So, Tritech, I salute you for what you do for science. I don't know if your vision for Tritech ever included television, but here we are. And then moving further south to Johannesburg first, I'll stop over there quickly. Our broadcast partner, KykNet, it's really been a very smooth, very professional experience to work with KykNet. And I think it was very timeous to come to them with this project at this point, because they're really reaching out to younger audiences with meaningful content, not talk shows and stuff like that, but meaningful content that can really make a difference. and also the way they embrace other languages. As you've seen here, this is certainly not an Afrikaans-only program, so it makes it accessible for so many more people to watch. So thank you, KykNet. It's been a real joy to work with you. Further down, closer to home, University of the Free State. I really want to commend the leadership for immediately grabbing onto this concept and realizing the potential. Because, you know, I really got the feeling that you put your money where your mouths are in terms of your involvement in schools, first of all. It's not only university students that benefit from this university. Your involvement in schools, the way that you support science and multilingualism, I really want to say thank you and commend you for making use of this opportunity. In particular, Provasu Reddy, who from the start really bought into it and he gave us his sustained support throughout. And then also Dr. Molapo Kobela, who gave us the vision, really, to make it bigger than just a competition, bigger even than just the university, but to make it about science and a celebration of science. And also for trusting us, a local production company, with this project. And that is why I'm so grateful for the SAFTA. I'm sorry that I'm milking this, but it doesn't often happen. We are grateful because it really acknowledges what we have in this region. You know, we don't always have to bring someone down from Johannesburg or up from Cape Town. So often the meaning and the commitment and the potential lies right here around us. So thank you for recognizing that. There's someone I certainly don't want to forget. At the center of all of this is Dr. Mariana Erasmus from the Center, die Sentrum vir Minerale Biogeochemie. Dit val so lekker op die tong in Afrikaans. Mariana was, or Dr. Mariana, was the first person to really make contact with the Tritech Science competition. And every year, for the last, I think it's 5 to 6 years, the university has actually been presenting a very interesting activity at every competition, at every Tritech final. And every year, it just grows bigger and bigger and bigger. So when I think about Mariana, I think about dream big. And I also told her that, you know, if academia doesn't appeal to her anymore, she has a great future in event management. And I even have a name for your company, Mariana. Gaan groot. So thank you so much. It's really, you know, I mentioned that these kids that we show in the series, the fact that they have ideas, but they also persevere with it. This series was a good idea, but it needed someone to really push through and to persevere and to have the resilience to stick with it and see it through. So thank you very much. I think she also deserves a round of applause. Also, for every one of you who were part of the filming, I was really struck again by the depth of talent and innovation that we have at this university. For really making time in your busy schedules, for accommodating our filming. It often takes longer than you think it will. But thank you so much. And for also making it accessible to a normal audience. I really, really appreciate that. And I think you'll see as well that there's such a variety of talent and things happening. But also, what I also realized is that we can fill 13 more or 8 more episodes and more series with what's happening at the university. And I'm really a proud former COFSI when I say this. Even closer home, our crew at Storytown Productions, it's not a big crew. Thank you for the commitment and the dedication that you brought to each shoot. Your attention to detail and your perseverance and just always going the extra mile is something that inspired me to also bring my A game. The fact that I'm married to one of you does not influence my judgment. But I want to say, Eddie, our multi-talented DOP, Director of Photography, it's been such a privilege to do this job with you and to do life with you. Thank you for everything. And to Tinus, or Ezekiel, as we know him, he's gone so many extra miles. He did the sound and the lighting for us. I stopped counting how many extra miles. And what I can also maybe just mention is that every time when we're filming, I would casually drop in a conversation that our sound guy is actually, he has a PhD in education. You know, just to show people the level of production value. And yeah, so thank you very much. And then even closer home, really, this is a job and a craft that keeps one very humble because there are so many things that can and do go wrong. So I want to say that this is really, what you see here is the grace of God. And I give him all the glory. Thank you so much for being here, everyone, and enjoy this lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charlene. And of course, let's give Storytown Productions and Charlene another congratulatory, ladies and gentlemen, clap, because Asama, that is amazing. Congratulations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, next we hear from one of the driving forces behind Tritech, Ada Venter. Now, she is a founding member and a chairperson of the Tritech Science Fair, as well as a passionate science educator dedicated to developing young minds. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to stage Ada Venter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, the executive management of the university staff, and all the guests present. As a little girl, I was always fascinated by fireflies, and the child in me still longs for those summer evenings when we would run after them, trying to catch the little tiny sparks of light. And as we gather here today, I would like to draw my inspiration from the humble firefly. These small lights remind us of the power of small yet meaningful contributions. Just as the firefly gives light, you as scientists give light to young minds, sparking curiosity, fueling passion, and igniting the love for research and discovery. It must be one of the most rewarding experiences. But like fireflies, the spark of curiosity in our children is becoming endangered. In a world where AI can answer almost all the questions, we risk losing the art of asking them. It is therefore more important than ever that we continue teaching our children to ask the right questions. That is why Tritech is more than just a science competition. It's the beacon that helps to keep the flame of inquiry alive. To the University of the Free State, we extend our sincere gratitude for your sponsorship and your commitment to promoting STEM subjects. Thank you for encouraging learners to do research and for helping to make this TV series a reality. This collaboration brings new energy and inspires a whole new generation to explore, question, and innovate. And then I can't help, but I must say thank you, Dr. Marianne Erasmus. Sonder Mariana se idees sal Ideemakers nooit kon gebeur het nie. So thank you for your vision, your determination to make this big dream to come true. With the TV series and our Tritech competition, we hope to spark curiosity in many talented learners, not only from Limpopo and Mpumalanga, but the whole South Africa. We hope that these learners will one day choose to study at excellent universities like the University of the Free State, where they can grow into scientists who will drive meaningful research and innovation in future. If there are teachers or learners that would like to join this Tritech exciting journey, you are welcome to visit our website and contact us for more information. May we continue to light the fireflies of curiosity in our children, because in those small sparks lie the discoveries of tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ada Venter, of course, from Tritech. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to formally conclude tonight's program, I would like to invite Prof. Reddy to the stage again, of course, to give the vote of thanks. Let's give him another round of applause.
Thank you, Ashmond. No event, no process happens without expressing gratitude to the people who make it possible. Many have already done so, but I have a few to also highlight. I must say, firstly, when the idea came, it was not possible to move forward with the idea without the executive approval of the university. So I want to say thank you to the executive for buying into the idea of a very visionary project that enabled things to travel. I then want to say thank you to my senior director, Dr. Glenn Taylor, for research. He controls the budget. So when I raised this idea with him, I said, we've got to look beyond the confines of the university. This is about research into the future and its prospects. This will be about the visibility of the University of the Free State and the peoples, the ideas, but it is of national import. So thank you to him. I must also say thank you for the leadership demonstrated by the Dean of the Faculty of Natural and Agricultural Sciences, Professor Paul Oberholster. Always ready, always available, and always visionary. Your leadership is outstanding and recognized, and we thank you. How can I not thank the positive instigator behind all of this? Yes, Dr. Mariana Erasmus. Yes, it was your vision, your idea, and ideas that have materialized. When you and Lasha and company approached me with this, I said, this is pioneering, this is groundbreaking, and I know how much you have put into this, behind the scenes, on the scenes. So baie dankie aan jou. Lasha Loda and the team at DCM under the leadership of my executive colleague, Professor Yilva, thank you, for the team, many who are here, Alicia, Nita, I mean, the list is almost endless. The communications team behind this, for the advertisements, Marti, in the front of us. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. We know what you do and what you continue to do. Thank you. Charlene and Storytime Productions. You've spent time with your deep humility, always thanking others. We have worked together on a number of projects for the institution. I want to say thank you to you, not just simply because you're placed in Bloemfontein, not because you're an alumna of the university, but I also remember her vividly in the 80s and 90s. There was no other journalist from Bloemfontein. on SIK, SABC, ENCA, stories that were coming out of this province, you will always hear Charlene Stanley and Eddie Stanley reporting. So it was fantastic to have met you, and we are delighted how you're giving back to the institution for your presence, for your humility, for your ideas. Not only are you a valued alumnus of this university, but you continue to really work collaboratively with us. And I want to say thank you to Storytime Productions, to Eddie. I know he's sitting at the back. They say that the cameramen play a critical role. Not only are you DOP, but I also would like to thank your team, Tinus, and I think if I picked it up, Ezekiel you'd mentioned. So I really want to say thank you. We must also acknowledge Tritech. Thank you so much for your wonderful words. I think the firefly is something we've all experienced when we look for the light. And what you had said is a beautiful image of not just simply the triumph of light over darkness, but also, most importantly, about what that light brings with it, the curiosity, the spark, the energy that we take forward. Let us also thank KykNet, MultiChoice, and DSTV. How can we thank you more for this wonderful collaboration, for providing the platform, for showcasing innovation and curiosity, but also taking science out of the classroom to a national audience. This is going to grow wings in my own vision for science at the university and the ideas, and I think it's the beginning of much more. So thank you to everybody who participated in the Ideemakers series, and this is numerous to list. From the people who, the subjects on this, in this series, to our own colleagues, to the teachers, to the people who are present here tonight, who featured from the university. Thank you for the enthusiasm for science, for your deep dedication, and for your contributions, which goes to the very heart of this initiative. I also want to thank, because when you see advertisements, you think they just materialize from nowhere. And in particular, Cornel Miller and Haddad Filyoun for the outstanding work that you have delivered. I'm sure you'll see much more featuring in the advertisements when you start watching on the 3rd. And of course, I must thank you for holding us all together, Ashman Martin from OFM, for ensuring that this is really held strongly together, for the successful manner in which you have shared with us. And let me say thank you to all the staff of the university. Many who are unsung heroes who contribute. I see many in the audience tonight. I want to say thank you. And fundamentally also to our media partners. They cannot go unnoticed. Many who are also here as broadcast journalists who are capturing this moment. And thank you to the service providers. The sound doesn't happen automatically. The technical functions don't just feature, so everything is seamless. It's because of them. We say thank you. To all our guests, many who've flown in, many who have driven to be here, thank you. And I want to also say, in the age of technology, many who are watching this live stream, we say thank you to you. We know you've only got a little bit of a teaser of these episodes, but we encourage you to spread the word and tune into KykNet on the 3rd of April at 5:30. Thank you to everyone, and I'm going to hand over, because that brings to the end the formalities, and really to say thank you to everyone. Enjoy, drink, make merry, but drive safely and make sure you go back to work tomorrow. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give another round of applause to Prof. Reddy. Thank you so much for that word of thanks. And that concludes, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's formal program. Once again, thank you to each and every one of you who came out tonight. Those, as well as Prof. Reddy mentioned, who's watching online, thank you for staying tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived for you to enjoy the rest of this evening and to celebrate this amazing initiative, of course, that we were here for. So, from my side, if you don't want to miss my voice, make sure to tune in to OFM, Central South Africa's #1 radio station, 7 to 10, every Monday to Friday. From me, Ashwin Martin, wees sag met mekaar en maak 'n verskil. Good night.